Welcome to Pembroke's Kitchen. So today what we're looking at is making some Lotus biscuit tiffin. So you'll be glad to know there is no bacon involved. So it's my kind of thing. So it's really simple. You should have all the ingredients down already. As you can see, here's a few things I prepared earlier. If you know Blue Bistro, you understand that reference. So first things first, what you need to do is, you might want to come around here, is you need to set up a saucepan with some hot water just lightly bubbling away. Just a little bit, because when you put the bowl in, you don't really want it to touch the water. With that, you are going to add your chocolate. Now, you can see here, I have a variety of chocolate. Don't need my face. You have a variety of chocolate here, white chocolate, dark chocolate, and milk chocolate. You're meant to have about 400 grams, but hey, doesn't matter if you've got a few more in there. So all you're going to do is put it into the bowl, and we're going to let that gently melt away. You can obviously melt this in a microwave, but I'd much rather be able to do it on there and keep a check on it. So make sure you've got a spoon of some description, just to give that a stir as it heats along. So while you're waiting for that to melt, you can have the fun job of breaking up the biscuits. Now, you'll notice from the recipe, you need 250 grams. Yeah, which, as you can see from this packet, is every single biscuit. So that means you can't start eating the biscuits while you're waiting. So you just need to break the biscuits up. I don't actually like to have mine too small. So you can if you want to have it really small, but as you can see from here, they're quite a good size. So they are ready. While we're still waiting for that to melt, you need to put in your jug, because we are going to use the microwave for this bit. You need about 125 grams of this amazing contraption device, not even spread. There you go. It's amazing. Try not to eat it. It's Miss Ali's favourite. You can see she's already been eating it already. So all you're going to do is about 125 grams of this. Again, doesn't really matter if you put a bit more in there. And you're going to put that into the microwave to melt for about 30 seconds. We're not going to do that yet though. Okay, so as you can see, this is starting to melt. Now you can also notice there's a lot of steam going on here. This is where you need to be very careful. So just make sure you don't burn yourself when you're trying to mix in the chocolate. You might want to just turn it down a little bit so it's not as high. But what we're doing now is we're just trying to melt. So this is nowhere near ready yet, but you get the idea. Okay, so your chocolate should now look like this consistency. Beautiful, look at that. Ooh. All nice and melted. So now you're just gonna melt your biscuit spread just for 30 seconds. You could have put it in with the chocolate, but I did read somewhere that sometimes there's a tendency that it can split. So split the mixture, and we don't really want that. So this is the other method I was told to try using. So we're just gonna melt it in there. Just for about 30 seconds. You might need to do it a bit longer, but do it for 30 seconds initially, and then have a look and see what the consistency is. It should be quite runny. So let's have a look at that. Whoops. Yeah, it's not too bad. So it's nice and runny. And you're literally, all you're going to do is just pour it in. Look at that. Woo! That looks pretty good. Okay, so make sure you get all of that out, there or thereabouts. Okay, then what you're going to do next is obviously give that a bit of a mix. Give that a bit of a mix up, so you've now got chocolate and the biscuit together. So that's great, and then you're going to add your biscuits. Give that a good mix. Okay, so essentially it's tiffin. I guess you could say it's rocky road as well, because the next ingredient we're going to put in there, so just give this a real good mash around. Like to mash things up. What we're going to add in now are some marshmallows. So again, gutted. Got these from Castle Food and Wineries, just down the road. You need 150 grams. There's 150 grams in this bag. which I don't really want to go all over in, because that would make good comedy vlog value, wouldn't it? So 150 grams of marshmallows, straight in there. Now, just because I like to go off piste, that means I like to go off the recipe a little bit. I'm also going to add some other bits. So this was not part of the recipe, but it's entirely up to you if you want to add it. So you could, I think last time I made this I added fudge. This time I'm going to add some butterscotch pieces. So, and there's no measurement. Sprinkle that in there and just give that a good mix up. So I have also got some different chocolate chips there as well. So I think I'm going to add them. Should I add them? Yeah, okay, I'll add them. So you can see I've got some dark chocolate and some milk chocolate. They've gone in. I'll give them a mix around. Right, while I'm mixing this, what you should have done, I probably should have mentioned it earlier, is you need a little like tray that you need to line, because this is where your stuff is going to go. Now, as I said, you're not baking this. Once this is fully mixed in, you're actually just going to keep it in the fridge, and you're going to leave it to set for about, well, if you've got the patience, for about 3 hours. So all we're going to do now, we're just going to pour this into the tray. Wow, that looks so good. And try and get all the chocolate bits out. Don't want to waste any of that. Okay, and then I'm just going to try and spread this out onto here. So, it's all pretty straightforward. Now, one thing that I like to do is once this is all in, all pressed in, you're actually going to put a bit more of the Biscuit spread back in the microwave, because we're just going to finish this off. So, that doesn't look too bad. Oh. Don't need to get away, come on. Okay, maybe not. Okay, so I'm just going to get a bit more of this spread. How much we're going to use. It doesn't really matter. It's literally, it's just going to top your Biscuit tiffin. So, as we haven't got quite as much, I wouldn't suggest 30 seconds. Just keep an eye on it, maybe just 20. Just while that's going down. Excellent. If you want, you could sit and lick the bowl out. It's quite nice, isn't it? If you like chocolate. I'm trying to be good. Okay, so yeah, that's melted down. So we give that a bit of a stir. And then all we're going to do is we're just gonna try and be artistic. It's not my strong point, if I'm being honest. But anyway, so we are now going to just drizzle this over the top. And you don't really, there's no right or wrong with this. Just gonna crisscross it over the top, do any pattern you'd like. Obviously, those of you a bit more artistic will take a bit more care of this than I am. Yeah, quite like this. What I like about this is you can actually be quite messy, and it actually still looks pretty good. It actually doesn't matter what it looks like, it's what it tastes like, isn't it? So, there you go. So there's that. We're now going to put this in the fridge. I don't know why, I've not been told to do this, but I always do this. I am just going to cover that, just so nothing's going to get on it, that kind of stuff. Now, you might want to wait before you put it in the fridge, just because it's still a little warm at the moment. So you're just going to make sure it's got down to room temperature before you put that in the fridge. I would. I know they don't do that in the Great Britain break off or whatever, but that's what I'm going to do. Make sure you make some space in your fridge, and you're going to leave it set for about 3 hours. And then once it's done, cut it up. I suggest smaller pieces because it's quite sweet. and you're good to go. See you next week.